Hello, I'm Skeleton. I've hit Radiant countless times on multiple agents, and I've also peaked rank 1 on Europe. I am an experienced coach and player, and I'm basically just here to help you learn everything you need to know about Valorant. Okay, so in this video we're going to be looking at the basics on Jett for Split and Sunset. Now, in past videos we went over Ascent, Lotus, Icebox and Breeze. You know, Ascent, Breeze, Icebox, like they're pretty basic maps to play Jett on, but Split can be a little bit more challenging.
30 seconds left.
My ult's ready.
Now, when we're looking at Split, the main reason why it's more challenging is because one, the choke points are really tight, right? Like look at A main, look at B main, right? Like these choke points are super tight. And two, like the agents that I played on this map are pretty util heavy to lock down these choke points. So you're gonna, it's not like Breeze where the map's just open and you can dash around wherever you want. You need to be pretty smart, and you need to be able to execute properly. Like everyone's played Split on attack and you just hit a wall and you just can't get past the wall, and it's an absolute nightmare. And there is ways around it. It's just knowing what to do and how to find these picks and how to find, you know, fights that are going to be advantageous to you. Now, when looking at A, say you're doing an A execute, it's really important how your team uses the util, right? If the team's not using the util properly, like it's going to be a lot harder. Say your team is just using the util terribly, then you need to just tell them like, no, I'm not rushing it this round, no I'm not, you know, and you just play default. But if they're using the util decently, maybe they're using the mics and stuff like this, this is where this video is going to apply a lot more. So when pushing A, you're probably going to have an Omen flashback site, you know, Sky Dog, some stuff like this. Maybe you know the Cypher is playing on A as well, right? If you know the Cypher's playing on A, it's really important that we're updrafting. So, you know, you're going to updraft, throw your smoke, dash in, right? When you're in this smoke, what I will usually do when I'm in the smoke is I'll just spam this while I'm in the smoke, right? So I'll do it again. So you're just gonna updraft, do the smoke, dash in. I'll usually spam that like that, and then I'm kind of out. And when I'm in this area, it really depends off what util I've got. If my omen's flashback site, I kind of know that I have a little bit of time here to where I don't need to worry, because this guy's probably blind, right? And I can just focus on elbow. But if there's not a flash, or I don't know, I don't trust my omen, when I get here, you know, I'm in this smoke, I've spammed this, I'll just throw another smoke at my feet, you know, to just kind of block the angle. And you just want to focus on elbow. So if you're dashing out here, these are, you know, you focus on elbow. Take elbow. It's basically, you want to get into elbow. Take back sight. And now this guy, if you're the side player, you're worried about elbow, you're worried about the people running out main. You don't even have to like peek this guy like this and give him the 1v1, you know, you can just kind of jiggle him and just, you know, be annoying, right, and wait for your team to follow up. Another dash that a lot of people like to do, and I mean I like to do this dash as well, but it really depends. If you have two duelists, this dash is okay, but if you're the solo duelist, this dash can be really troll, right, and it's dash in heaven, you know. So say the omen smokes up there, don't dash like that, I've just messed it up. It's weird when there's no util like doing it, you know, and you can dash into heaven. You would do it like that, or you can kind of dash like that. That's probably a little bit better, updrafting first. I don't do this dash that much, so I'm not a fan of it. I just feel like as the duelist, if I'm executing it fast, my job is to take sight. It's not to go into heaven and like be weird, but you can do it, right? It just depends. If you have a raise, you can get away with it a little bit more because the raise is going to be basically doing your job for you, and you can do this. But if you're a solo Jett, you know, dashing into heaven, the last way, you know, we can push it is obviously we can dash to the right, so you can throw your smoke down. It's a little bit more awkward. I don't know what's wrong with my movement. Throw your smoke down, and you can kind of dash in like this. And I mean, this is good because when you're kind of in this corner, you know, you're a bit exposed, but you're also, you know, you're deep into sight. So, you know, make sure you're practicing. I'd say these two variations. If they don't have a cypher, you know, you don't have to updraft, right? You can just dash normally. But if they do have a cypher, you know, you want to be updrafting just over the trip, and just practice these variations and just get them down. But yeah, that's really the basic premise of A if you're doing an A execute. If you're going ramp, what I usually like to do when I'm going ramp is I'll get my Sky to flash here, and I'll get my Omen to flash ramp as well. And this way, what it does is the Sky flash will pop behind me, and the Omen flash will blind anyone in this area, right? And this is just really strong, because when this Sky flash pops, it's gonna blind anyone deep, right? The Omen flash is going to 100% blind anyone close, and the Sky flash is going to blind anyone deep, and it's going to just make sure this guy hasn't dodged it, you know, the flash isn't dodged. So if you can, you know, ask your teammate like, Sky, can you flash, Sky, can you flash here, Omen, can you flash ramp? And then you just, you know, you can go. Another really strong flash that like a lot of people don't know is that if you're playing Reyna, you can flash through this wall through here, and this flash is insane. Like the flash is genuinely insane. So if you have a Reyna, you can get the Reyna to do it as well. But yeah, that's how you want to be taking ramp, taking mid. You know, you have a few options. Obviously, if the Sage wall's up, you want to break the Sage wall. You can updraft on top. If you ropes and smokes, you know, you can play a bit of an off angle up here. Follow the Skydog in, dash on the Skydog. You want to just be making sure you're following your util and mid. You know, it's such a tight bit of space. Like if you don't have an initiator or something like this, then you know these angles are really hard to clear. So if I don't have an initiator, I'll usually stay away, kind of try to stay away from mid. But yeah, it's you kind of have to play it by ear, you know. For Beyond Split, I prefer if I'm calling, like I'd say like try contact, because you want to get the jump on the guy on B. Like if you're full running on B, like you say you're just doing this full run, the guy heaven hears you, he's gonna focus, and it's probably a Sage, right? And the Sage is gonna slow, and then the Cypher's gonna put his cage up maybe, and it's gonna be a molly or a smoke, and then you just get stuck. So if you do want to do a B hit, I would suggest to try and contact it if you can, you know, at least get as close as you can. Like even if you just get to like here, and then they know you've got a good amount of space. If they have a killjoy, dashing like anywhere around here is usually a death sentence, right? Because this is where his mollies are. So you're gonna dash here, and then the molly's gonna fry you, and then you're gonna get pushed out, and it's actually like a bit of a nightmare. What a lot of people don't do is you can dash out here if you want, you know, and you can take the fight on the guy at heaven, take backside. You can, you know, you can dash top side. You can even say your Sage walls this. You know, you can just throw a smoke and fight it. Depending on it's all dependent on the util, right? If there is a Cypher on this site, you don't need to dash, because you're gonna just go into his tripwire. Like his trip's gonna be like here, or it's gonna be here. You know, you want to be going a little bit slower to make sure you're not hitting that util. So you can just use your smoke like this and just run out with your team. You know, take these fights. You know, you can smoke it again, break the trip, and then take backside. You don't always have to dash every single time, because it's not always the best thing to do, especially again if they have a Cypher on the site or they have a killjoy or something, because you're just gonna dash into their util. They've placed their util for you to dash into it, so not dashing is countering them almost. And again, you know, you can get out here, and you could dash here if you want, and you know, fight the backside guy, and now you're in backside. And for the enemies, this is like super annoying, because anyone playing around here is now worried about someone swinging them here and someone swinging them here, and you can peek off your teammates from backside. So the most important thing is fundamentals and knowing what to do and when to do it. Your pacing is obviously important, because you don't want to go before your util, your teammates util, but also knowing how to react to certain situations. If you have it in your head like, right, if Cypher's here, I'm not going to dash like this, or I am going to updraft over this, or maybe, okay, I have a raise, I can go heaven. You get what I'm saying? I don't have an initiator, so we can break the wall on mid, but let's not push into B heaven because we don't have a Skydog. Using logic and just really thinking through what you're going to do and how you're going to react to certain situations, like actually thinking it through, is going to like help you a lot with your consistency. When I'm playing the game, it's to the point now, like, I don't even think about it. Like, I just do it because I've built up the game since. So, like, I see a certain thing, I just do something else because I know how to react. But if you're in a lower rank or you're kind of new to Jett, then just thinking in your head and just having it in your head, like, if this happens, I do this. If this happens, I do this. Having a reaction is going to help you, and slowly but surely you're going to build good habits and consistency, you know, instead of just reacting randomly, just doing something random, like on B I'm going to do this round, on B I'm going to do this round. Doing it off of info and doing it off of what you think is right is better than just doing something random because you saw tens do it, you know. Actually think how you want to react. Anyway, we're going to go on to Sunset now. Okay, so now we are on Sunset. Now, arguably Raze is a little bit better than Jett on this map, but I mean Jett still works, and we're just going to apply similar concepts to the other maps when we're playing Jett. Now, realistically, when thinking about Sunset, the Cypher is going to be playing towards B, so it's really important that we know how we want to attack B when we're going B. Obviously, you're gonna want your Sky to dog out, or whoever you've got, maybe a Fade or something, you know, just to trigger the trip close and just work out whether there actually is a trip. And where you want to be dashing, realistically, is you want to be getting into backside or somewhere in this area. This area is a bit of a death zone because your teammates can't really support you. Like if there's a smoke up and a lot going on, maybe there's a guy swinging on market, you can't really get supported going out here. Unless you know you're doing a B split and your team are going market, and you know sure you can dash out here. But if not, you know you want to be kind of getting in here, fighting this guy, and you know taking backside. You don't want to get stuck in this area, like around here like this, because this is when the enemies are going to be able to flood backside. And you're just giving them a lot of space, you know, you don't want to be giving them space, you want to be really, you know, getting aggressive and fighting. So yeah, best thing you can do on Jett is just, I didn't put my dash. Go like this, you know, get him backside, fight this guy, and then fight backside. That's honestly like the best thing you can do on B. You know, as I said, you know, if you want, you can try to get backside, and obviously you want to throw a smoke behind that, so just be like this. But I'm not a massive fan of this area. You know, maybe this is your area, it's your swamp, you absolutely love this area, but for me, I don't know, it's just, it always goes terrible, so I just usually will dash here. But when I am playing Sunset, if they do have a Cypher, I'll normally just tell my team to just stay away from B. It's just not a nice place to have to rush. No one can really follow up. It's really open. It's gonna be trips and flashes and mollies and stuff. Like this site is just not that fun to push when they have Cypher anyway. So I would say try stay away from B in general. I think B is great if you've already played default. You know, you've played the default. Maybe you've broke the trip. You know, you put some pressure on A, you know it's only Cypher on B, that type of thing, then you want to be hitting B, but just hard hitting B straight away into a Cypher, it's I don't know, it's not great, at least from my own experience. On attack, like if you have knives, you know, you can do little updrafts like this. Don't be scared to you know, peek mid. You can even just, you know, do a bit of a jump peek like this and just see if they've got a knock. Yeah, like I mean mid's really important on this map, so just yeah, take mid, I guess. Like is super strong. You know, if you're going tiles, just be really careful of the, you know, the close tiles push. And in general, like there's nothing crazy on Jett, you know, for like this area of mid that you should be doing. If you're taking market, you know, you can get up here, so say you're following a piece of util, you clear this, you can updraft up here. You can kind of dash forward. If I am going to dash forward, I'll usually dash to the left side, so I'll just kind of, you know, dash like in here like this. But because this is such close space, I don't like just, I'll only dash forward if, say I've got two teammates behind me and we need to take the space, you know, then I'm dashing forward because these guys are going to be clearing this angle. and they're going to be able to follow up on my momentum. If I'm just on my own, I'm not going to dash into market, you know, but if I have teammates with me, then I dash. It's just like, fundamentals, but a lot of people, maybe, I don't know it. For A, how you want to be approaching A on Jett is, I'll usually smoke elbow early. You know, I'll just throw a smoke and elbow early, and I'm just going to focus this. If they already have a Jett, you know, you need to be a little bit careful of, you can float up on here. So I'll just throw a thing like that, and then, you know, clear this. When this is clear, it's really up to you, like, how you want to push. It is a lot easier to, you know, now you've got a sky dog coming through, you know, you follow the dog, you take elbow, you get to about here. This is probably smoked by now. You know, you can't just glitch and just dash into like a corner like this, right? And this is super strong because there's not really anywhere the only place the enemies can be is here. You know, no one's going to be coming swinging out here unless your teammates are baiting you. This corner, again, it's like similar concept to the Ascent one that I was talking about, where in this corner here, you know, you've kind of got one fight. You've isolated a fight, and that fight's in front of you. You know, if you want, you can get a bit weird and like you can jump up here, or you can, you know, like smoke yourself and fight this guy like this. So in general, like, Sunset's a weird map. Like, you can updraft, obviously. Like this updraft's actually really strong. If you've kind of got stuck, you know, if you kind of get stuck, this updraft's great to, you know, find a little pick. And then from this updraft, you know, you can try like dash into sight. But yeah, like there's not anything like in depth on Sunset that I can really give you. Like, as long as your pacing is good and you're following your util, that's as far as it goes on attack for Sunset on Jett. Like, unfortunately. Yeah, I would say that's it for Jett. I mean, I guess if you're going mid, you need to make sure that you're you're isolating the fights on mid. You know, you smoking this and you're taking this fight, and then you can smoke this and you can take this fight, right? Like, but yeah, there's not that much. It's quite dry, really. Sunset. Like, I'm not a big fan of this map. I'm not gonna lie. I don't like this map, and I think this is why there's just not much space for like creativity in terms of like your entering and your. I mean, Raze is great, you know. Raze, you can do a lot of cool satchels and stuff, but for Jett, there's just not that much, you know. Like, I mean, on defense, you know, you can get pretty like aggressive, but for attack, that's it really. You know, I'm probably gonna go do a defense guide for Jett, but yeah, for attack on Sunset, that's it really.